Okay, let's go through some examples from today and just deal with finding the important features of an inequality. So when you see the inequalities that are on here, A through E, all of those are just different kinds like we were dealing with today. And they want to know basically 4 facts. Which ones are going to be dashed lines? Which ones are going to be filled in lines? Which ones are going to be shaded above? And which ones are going to be shaded below? Now, if you want to find a dash line, it has to have an inequality that looks like one of those two, either less than or greater than. So if I look at the ones that are above, I can see A, B, and D would all be ones that don't have a dash line because they look like they follow one of those two. Now, if it's a filled in line, it has the equal to part with it. So it can be less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So of the examples that are up here, both C and E would have filled in lines. Now you're going to be asked a question tomorrow and it's simply going to be based on which one is going to be a filled in line and which is going to be dashed. So you're sorting it exactly the same way. Now when you're talking about shaded above or below, it's shaded above if it's greater than or equal to. So if I look at above at the ones that are there, that means A would be there and E. Those are the only two. Shaded below either has to have less than or equal to. So that would be B, C, and D. Now go over the examples today and really take a good look at being able to determine that because those are going to be important features to be able to look at. The other thing that we dealt with today was actually graphing. So let's take a look at graphing one of these. Now here is my outline that I have y is greater than or equal to 1/3 x plus 2. And remember we said we want it to be, maybe that worked. In y equals mx plus b form. And we're lucky because our graph is like that. So remember in class what we did is we drew our 4 boxes here and we started to fill out our pieces. So our slope is going to be 1/3 because that matches up with the m value. Remember this is your rise and that's your run. That's your y-intercept, so b is -2. If I look at that inequality, that means it's going to be a filled in line. And if I look at that inequality, it's going to be shaded above. Now remember, when I go to graph this, I start with my y-intercept. Let's see if I can get this on there. So y-intercept is going to be -2, so down here. My slope is going to be 1/3, so I'm going to go up 1 and over 3. And I'm going to keep going until I run out of room. Okay, now I know it's got to be a filled in line. So I'm going to go through, do the best I can to draw a straight line here. There's my line. And then I know it's got to get shaded above. So I know it's going to be up in this part. Okay, now I'm not going to do as good as I normally do because drawing electronically is a little bit different than drawing on your paper with a big thick highlighter. So